By this point, the HOA's audacity had reached levels that could only be described as brazen. Karen, undeterred by the previous humiliations, solar panel blockades, early morning break-ins thwarted by my son, crushed patrol vehicles, decided to escalate yet again. This time, she made the fatal error of calling 911 on my ranch, claiming that I was harassing her and obstructing community activities. The audacity of this claim was staggering. She had repeatedly trespassed, blocked access, and interfered with my property. Yet she attempted to cast herself as the victim. I received the notification almost immediately via my security network. Drone cameras captured Karen pacing near the driveway, waving her phone at imaginary witnesses, and gesturing as if she held authority. Ranger immediately responded, patrolling the perimeter to signal my presence and to deter any unauthorized entry. This time, however, I decided to take a different approach, one that combined legal authority, enforcement power, and personal presence. I, the sheriff, would personally respond. The moment I arrived on the ranch, I activated a secure perimeter protocol. Gates closed, cameras focused on every approach, and drones hovered above. Ranger barked sharply, circling Karen and the group of HOA members who had gathered around her. They were unaware that the victim they hoped to protect through 911 was about to witness firsthand what enforcement truly meant on my property. Karen, clearly expecting a routine law enforcement response, was completely unprepared for who she would meet. When I stepped out of the sheriff's vehicle, the sheer authority and calm dominance of the situation struck her immediately. The aura of law, combined with decades of proven strategic defense, left her momentarily speechless. She attempted to continue her narrative, claiming threats, harassment, and obstruction. However, her claims fell flat against the irrefutable legal and physical evidence I had compiled over years of meticulous documentation. I calmly approached, each step deliberate, as drones captured every moment and streamed the encounter to secure servers. "Karen," I said, voice firm but professional, "your repeated harassment, trespass, and interference with private property have been fully documented. You are under arrest for trespassing, filing false reports, and harassment. Any further interference will result in additional charges." Her reaction was priceless. Mouth open, eyes wide, she began protesting, citing 911 calls and imagined rights. But the irony was complete. She had called 911, hoping for protection, only to trigger a lawful response against herself. Her voice cracked as she realized the magnitude of her mistake. Every camera, drone, and witness on the scene bore witness to the sequence of events, leaving no room for misrepresentation. I instructed my team, stationed strategically around the property, to secure the perimeter and ensure no one interfered with the arrest. Ranger patrolled the edges, a constant reminder of control. The HOA members nearby were frozen in disbelief. After years of audacity and attempts to manipulate, they had been outmaneuvered entirely. Karen was handcuffed and read her rights, the entire process documented in real time via drones and security cameras, ensuring complete transparency and legal compliance. During the process, I also ensured that all evidence of her trespass and harassment was recorded. Previous incidents, the solar panels, early morning break-ins, stolen property, and patrol vehicle obstruction, were compiled into a single, irrefutable legal dossier. Any attempt by Karen to retaliate or sue would now be met with overwhelming evidence of her repeated violations. The arrest served multiple purposes: enforcement, documentation, and education. Karen, for the first time, understood that audacity without legal authority and preparation carries unavoidable consequences. She had attempted to manipulate law enforcement, intimidate property owners, and coerce compliance, only to be personally confronted by the sheriff with full authority and evidence. By the end of the day, Karen had been processed, booked, and warned explicitly that any further harassment would result in additional charges and fines. The HOA members, witnessing the event, were left humiliated and powerless. My ranch was once again secure, and the lesson was permanently reinforced. Ownership is law, preparation is power, and audacity without understanding consequences is fatal. Standing on the porch of my ranch, Watching Ranger patrol the perimeter and drones hover silently above, I realized that this incident represented a turning point. From early property disputes, lakeside conflicts, stolen vehicles, and home invasions to solar panels and obstructive patrol vehicles, every escalation had been met with decisive, enforceable, and strategic response. Today's arrest was the culmination of all prior lessons. Audacity meets enforcement, trespass meets authority, and interference meets consequence. Karen and her HOA had learned, finally and permanently, that on my ranch, legal authority, preparation, and personal enforcement are absolute. Trespassers are dealt with decisively, audacity has a cost, and interference carries consequences they cannot escape. Ranger barked once, drones hovered silently, and my property stood as an unassailable fortress, a testament to law, strategy, and unwavering ownership.